iPhone 12, iPhone 12, iPhone motherfucking 12! Bitches and hoes. Today we're gonna talk about an announcement that nobody cares about, but we're gonna talk about it anyway because it's something I plan on getting, and it's something that I plan on using for the production of being a Retard 10,000. The iPhone 12 has officially been announced today. Everything is delayed. The iPhone is no different. Luckily, it's only a few weeks. There's 4 new iPhones coming out. I don't think I've ever seen them announce that many iPhones at once before. The most I remember them announcing is 3. Finally seemed to catch up to some of the crap that's already been around. I'm probably gonna be saying finally a lot because Apple is well known to being late to the party. Like, it took them long enough. Why? I've been asking this for years. Why do they keep putting LCD screens on an iPhone with a premium price tag? It's getting kind of overwhelming because they're throwing out so many iPhones. We had the iPhone SE that came out not too long ago. Now there's 4 more iPhones. It's just getting kind of fragmented. So the best way to really make it less overwhelming, there's 2 standard iPhones, 2 Pro iPhones. The standard iPhones, they're both the same damn thing. Same damn thing. The only difference is the screen size. We have the iPhone 12 mini that has a 5.4-inch screen, smallest screen we've seen in a top tier iPhone in a long time. And then we have the standard iPhone 12 that has a 6.1-inch screen, both OLED screens, about damn time. And the same goes for the iPhone 12 Pro and 12 Pro Max, both OLED screens. And the thing that I found kind of weird is that all 4 iPhones pretty much have the same resolution. They're all roughly 1080p. The larger screen iPhones are slightly above 1080p resolution. Other than that, they're all practically the same resolution. At least they finally put the entry-level iPhones at 1080p resolution. It's about damn time. Been having 750p resolution on the entry-level iPhones for years. Having the same resolution across all of the new iPhones. You'd think the standard iPhones would be 1080p resolution and the Pro iPhones would have like 2K resolution or something, but they don't have that. They don't have 120 hertz refresh rate either. They don't even have 90 hertz refresh rate. You'd think they would have that. They would adapt to the latest screen technology because they're called Pro, but they're lacking some of these Pro features. Like a high refresh rate screen. Like pretty much all of the premium phones that are coming out now have higher refresh rate screens, at least 90 hertz, but most of them have 120. But nope, we're not getting any of that here. We're just getting the same old OLED screen at 1080p resolution, which isn't bad at all. It's actually really good, but it's just kind of surprising that they didn't bump up the resolution on the Pro models to 2K, or at the very least, give it a 120 hertz screen. Once again, we have to wait until next year's iPhones to get those features that are already out. And then by the time they put it on the next iPhone, it's gonna be yesterday's news. Whatever. Like I said before, Apple is infamously well known for being late to the party. Apple shows up to the party by the time everyone else is already flat out wasted. So all the new iPhones have the new A14 processor, which is one of the first processors to run on a new 5nm process. What does this mean? More power efficiency and a huge beastly gain in performance across the board. Faster CPU performance, incredible GPU performance, so much more capabilities than this thing is going to be able to do. I'm getting this phone primarily for 3 reasons, folks. Number 1, the new processor. Number 2, the camera improvements. And number 3, the sexy new color that I'll get into in a minute because there's still more crap to talk about. As far as the RAM is concerned, I have no idea. Nobody's really been able to get their hands on one of these yet. We can't even pre-order it yet for a few more days, but I'm definitely getting it. I'm not gonna get it right away. I'm probably gonna get it probably in December because right now we're going through the fall COVID surge. We're going through probably the worst part of the Rona right now, so I'm gonna wait for this to calm down a little bit. Probably around December, I'm gonna head over to the damn Apple store and I'm gonna trade in the iPhone that I'm using to record this video, the iPhone 12 Pro. But knowing typical Apple, assuming they upgraded the RAM at all, it's more than likely going to be 6 gigabytes of RAM. I mean, Apple is way too predictable, so it's most likely going to have 6 gigabytes of RAM. As far as the standard iPhone 12s go, I wouldn't be surprised if they still have 4 gigabytes of RAM. I don't get why they keep cheaping out on the RAM. That's the only major gripe that I have. I have 2 major gripes with the iPhone. Number 1 is the damn notch. The notch is still here on the iPhone 12s. All of the iPhone 12s still have the same damn notch. Annoying, intrusive, boat-shaped notch. They didn't even bother to make it any smaller. It left the same notch on all the new iPhones, which is retarded. So we're stuck with this same notch for at least another 1 or 2 years before they even bother to shrink it. At this point, we've had this same exact notch that they didn't even bother to make any smaller. We've had it for so long that I'm pretty much convinced at this point that they're not going to get rid of it at all. They're not going to bother trying to make it smaller. They're probably going to keep the notch until the technology matures enough to the point of where they can just get rid of it entirely and have all the sensors in the camera under the screen, or somehow make it small enough to fit into the very top part of the phone. It's going to be something like that. Being able to hide everything under the screen is already here, but it's still kind of early. The quality is average, and Apple doesn't like to put average quality into new iPhones. They like to wait until the technology has been around for a while and it's improved a little bit. That's why they're always late to the party. Expect to see the notch on the iPhone 13 and maybe even the iPhone 14. I have no idea. Maybe by then the technology will have improved enough to the point of where they can get rid of the notch entirely. Finally have a truly all-screen iPhone. It doesn't make sense to why the new iPhones have 6 gigs of RAM. I really hope the standard iPhone 12s have 6 gigs of RAM. Not that I really care, because I'm getting the Pro and I already know those are going to have 6 gigs of RAM. It would make sense to have all of them more consistent. Have 6 gigs of RAM on all the iPhones. 4 gigs of RAM just seems kind of mediocre to putting in a phone with a premium price tag. Like, these are flagship phones. All these iPhones are flagship phones. We're still gonna have a pipsqueak 4 gigabytes of RAM in the standard iPhones. Are you fucking kidding me? It would make more sense to put 8 gigabytes of RAM in the Pro iPhones and have 6 gigabytes of RAM in the standard iPhones, but I highly doubt that's going to be the case. You should more than likely expect 6 gigs of RAM in the Pro iPhones and 4 gigs of RAM in the standard iPhones. If they do decide to put 6 gigabytes in the standard iPhones, I'm probably going to die of shock because I'm not expecting that to happen. A new sexy thing about the Pro iPhones is this new color. They call it Pacific Blue. The new color that's succeeding the forest green color of the iPhone 11 Pro, which is the color that I have on my current iPhone 11. I have the green color on the iPhone 11 Pro. And now, this new Pacific Blue color on the iPhone 12 Pros looks even better. It's so sexy. This dark blue. It just looks so good on the iPhone with the new square flat edge design. I don't know why. The blue color looks so good. They still have the typical silver and gold and space gray colors, even though they're calling the space gray graphite now. I don't know why. I mean, I wouldn't mind getting the black color, but it's more of a dark gray. And I don't like the color gray. It's my least favorite color. I'm definitely not getting that, and I've never liked the silver and the gold colors. It's just not been my taste as far as the color I would get on my phone. I don't like the dark gray color. It's not pitch black, so I'm not getting that. I'm definitely getting the Pacific Blue color. I'll be making a couple of videos whenever I get the phone of the video quality, and I'll make another video of taking some pictures, see the picture quality and all the goodness of the new camera on the iPhone 12 Pro. But don't expect to see that until sometime in December, folks, because that's when I'm planning on getting the iPhone 12 Pro. But now they've drastically improved the cameras on the iPhone 12 Pros. They improved all 3 of the cameras, and now they added another sensor, a LiDAR depth sensor, which is going to improve one of my biggest things that I can't stop bitching about. When I record video on these damn phones, I keep bitching about the focusing at night being total garbage. It can't focus for crap at night. I'm having to constantly just press the screen, focus. It doesn't focus at all at night. Now with this new sensor, it's gonna focus just as well in the dark as it does during the day. Super fast focus everywhere. Oh, I can't wait to try that out. I'm gonna see how fast this focusing is recording video at night. Oh, and low light quality for pictures and videos on all of them, including the wide angle lens. Low light for pictures and videos is a lot better, a lot less grainy, a lot more light. These cameras look like a pretty big improvement from first impressions, but I'll have to see after I get it and mess around with it myself. They've also apparently improved the front-facing camera too, because a lot of people are still using the front-facing camera. I'm using the front-facing camera right now. So not only have they improved the picture and video quality on the front-facing camera, they've made it almost on par with the rear cam. You can do much better portrait pictures on the front camera. You have the deep fusion, way better low light modes. You have the night capture, all of this extra stuff put into the front-facing camera, so they definitely gave the front-facing camera another very welcomed boost of quality and functionality. Standard iPhone 12 models start at 64 gigabytes of space, which is the same that we've had already. My iPhone that I'm using now is 64 gigabytes. I'm only using half of that storage. I mean, I really don't care. It's 64 gigabytes is already enough for the average person. But now with the iPhone 12 Pros, the base storage starts at 128 gigabytes, which is a lot. And that's definitely more than enough for probably 90% of people. So that's obviously gonna be what most people are gonna be buying. Most people are probably not gonna use more than a quarter of that storage unless you're a digital hoarder where you gotta keep dozens and dozens of games and all of your pictures and videos and movies all on your phone, and you're constantly taking tons of 4K video and hundreds of pictures and all that crap, then you should probably go and get the half terabyte iPhone. But for 128 gigabytes as the starting storage now, that is gonna be more than enough for probably 90% of people that are gonna be buying this. Because even 64 gigabytes being the standard, I still think 64 gigabytes of storage is the sweet spot. But 128 gigabytes is honestly perfect. It's more than enough. And personally, I'm not gonna use more, I'm probably not even gonna use a quarter of that amount of storage. The only things I ever keep on my phone locally is maybe a few games. I watch all my videos and movies online. I upload all my videos and pictures online. The majority of stuff that I do it online. Like, I don't really keep anything on my phone except for like basic crap. So I'm hardly gonna use any of that storage, but it's nice to have just in case I end up wanting to record a really, really long video and I wanna like fast forward it and like speed it up, make like time-lapse stuff, and I'm gonna be like going on a trip or something whenever this coronavirus fucks off and go back to a normal life, and I wind up going on a trip where I'm not gonna be able to upload the videos or edit them on my computer for a while. It's nice to have the storage, and I'm gonna have more than enough storage after I get the iPhone 12 Pro. Other improvements include faster wireless charging. So now they've finally caught up to other wireless charging. Wirelessly charge at 15 watts, which is actually pretty fast for an iPhone, because before you could only wirelessly charge at 7.5 watts, which is really slow. It's only 2.5 watts faster than the standard dinky little 5-watt charger that they used to include in the box. But now all the iPhone boxes are going to be really thin and lightweight because there's going to be nothing in them but the phone. They're not including the charger anymore. There's no headphones, there's nothing. It's just a phone and a lightning to USB cable, USB-C. So glad it's USB-C. Screw the fat old USB. USB-C is the standard. And that's another thing that's kind of disappointing. They still have the lightning thing on here. I highly doubt they're gonna go USB-C, so don't get your hopes up on that. But knowing that they're focusing more on wireless charging, they put a new circular magnet. I don't know how strong this magnet is, but the iPhone has a magnet in the back of it now. So now they're making a bunch of new wireless chargers, and I'm sure that everyone else is going to be making new wireless chargers for these new iPhones. Utilize that magnet so you don't have to worry about putting your iPhone on the wireless charger anymore and wondering, is it in the right spot? No. Let's keep moving it around until it starts charging because this is so annoying. Well, with the magnets, their purpose, align your iPhone onto the charger right away every time. So you don't have to keep moving it around and hope that you put it at the right spot. Now with the magnets, and assuming that the wireless charger that you'll be using with it has magnets too, you can just toss it on there and it'll just grip it and push it into the spot that it should be in, and it'll start wirelessly charging. And being able to charge at 15 watts is definitely a very welcome improvement, because that's only 3 watts less than wired charging. So at this point with the iPhone, there's not really much point in charging with a cable anymore, because wireless charging on the iPhone is nearly the same speed as wired charging. And I already use wireless charging the majority of the time on all my phones anyway. Probably won't ever need a cable again. I never use cables for my phones anymore anyway because everything's wireless. Even with transferring pictures and videos onto my computer, I do that wirelessly too. I hardly ever use a cable for anything unless there's, for some reason, I can't do something wirelessly and I need to use my stupid cable. Then that's the only reason I even have it. Otherwise, it's just tucked away in my closet and I'm probably never gonna use it. But I just have it for emergencies. But this is a sign, folks. they may be doing away with the Lightning port on the iPhone somewhat soon. How soon? Nobody knows. It could be a year, it could be a couple years, but they are apparently planning on getting rid of the port eventually. It's not going to be a USB-C port. They're planning on getting rid of the port entirely, so they're more than likely going to keep the Lightning port on the iPhone until they come out with technology and wireless charging improves to the point of where everything is wireless and charging wirelessly is just as fast as a cable, which it's already getting really close to that point anyway. We may see an iPhone in the next couple of years that probably won't have a port at all. Everything's just going to be wireless. We're going to be in a fully wireless world. Or if they're going to have distant charging where you can just hold your phone like 5 or 6 feet from a receiver and it'll start charging. I don't know if they're waiting until something like that comes around and starts becoming more modern, or if they're just waiting to improve the current wireless charging and make it fast enough to where you won't need a cable to charge anymore, and they'll also push everything to the point of where you don't need a cable to do any transferring. Everything will just be wireless, so the only thing that'll be left is charging. So they'll have to decide, do they want to have fast wireless charging, a new form of distant charging where you can hold your phone from a distance from a receiver and charge it that way. We'll have to see, folks, but for the time being, these are the current iPhone lineups. The iPhone 12 mini, the iPhone 12, the iPhone 12 Pro, and the iPhone 12 Pro Max. The iPhone 12 mini, 5.4 inch screen. The standard iPhone 12 has a 6.1 inch screen. The iPhone 12 Pro has a 6.1 inch screen, same damn size. iPhone 12 Pro Max has a 6.7 inch screen. So we're getting a slightly bigger screen. I really don't want a bigger screen. The screen on my current iPhone is already big enough. I'm definitely not getting the Max because I've had the Max iPhone before. I had the XS Max and it was just too damn heavy and big. I'm definitely sticking to the standard iPhone 12 Pro because either way, I'm going to be getting a bigger screen anyway. 6.1 inch screen versus the 5.8 inch screen that I currently have on my current iPhone. And knowing that they all have 5G. $700 iPhone with 5G. It's kind of surprising that all of them have 5G and not just the standard slower but more common 5G. So they have the standard 6 gigahertz 5G and millimeter wave 5G. They're future-proofing these iPhones. Honestly, I wasn't expecting the new iPhones to have 5G at all. Definitely not the entry-level iPhones. I thought that if they had 5G, it was only going to be on the Pro models. I thought it was only going to be the sub 6 gigahertz 5G, not the full-blown. But they went all out with 5G. All of the iPhones have full 5G. And the part that's really surprising is that the price hasn't increased. The price for all the iPhones are the same. $700 for the iPhone mini, $800 for the standard iPhone 12, $1,000 for the iPhone 11 Pro, $1,100 for the 11 Pro Max. The prices haven't changed. Usually when 5G phones first started rolling out, they were crazy overpriced. They were like $200 or $300 more than a non-5G phone. So it is a little surprising that the prices are staying perfectly consistent with these new iPhones. I feel like part of this reason, not only knowing that 5G isn't exactly super new anymore, it's been around for a little bit now, so the technology is getting a little cheaper and it's becoming more modern, so that's why the price is coming down. But I feel like over the past few years, when they started charging $1,000 starting price point for all these new phones coming out, I feel like the phones definitely weren't worth that price back then. But I feel like that's part of the reason why this pricing is staying consistent now, because they're basically passing on all the money that they made back then onto us, and they're not charging more. They're keeping the price the same despite having all this new functionality thrown into the phones. They're not increasing the price because these phones have already been overpriced since day one, and they knew that. So now it feels like at this point, these phones are almost actually worth the price tag. But they've made so much money from ripping people off, charging $1,000 for these phones a few years ago, that they figure, okay, well, we made enough profits, so let's just keep the prices the same from now on. Let's not raise it anymore. Either way, I'm relieved to see that the prices of the iPhones have not gone up at all, so it won't fuck up my wallet anymore when I go and trade in this stupid thing for the 12 Pro. Stay tuned for more videos and look forward to the video quality tests, picture tests, all that good stuff, and just talking about and reviewing the iPhone 12 Pro when I get it. It'll be out sometime in December. I don't know when, because with this stupid pandemic still raging on, even though we're getting closer and closer to this finally being over, there's no vaccines out yet, there's no medicine, nothing is officially approved yet. So until that happens, I really can't tell. It's really hard to tell when this is gonna be over, but for the time being, I'm just predicting that I'm gonna wind up getting it sometime in December, and then that's when I'll start making more videos on this stupid topic. This has been Nick Made Video. I have a boner, and I approve this message. Thanks for watching.